Well, guys, the time is finally here. It's been a very long time coming, and I've been thinking about this day for a very long time, and honestly, it was just a matter of time before I had to do this, or at least to finally step back from a Call of Duty title before its life cycle was even over. And that's not an exaggeration, guys. I have never quit a Call of Duty game midway through, ever. Every single Call of Duty game that I've ever played, I've played from day one to the last day. That includes MW 2019, despite me not liking that game at all, and it also includes Black Ops Cold War. This game right here, Call of Duty Vanguard, is the first Call of Duty in my entire history of playing the franchise since Black Ops 1 that I have ever quit before the game finished. Now, funny enough, I'm uploading this on the day that Season 5 drops for Vanguard, and that's pretty much exactly what pushed me away, or I guess it was the final straw for me. And honestly, it was just me being able to predict what the last roadmap would look like. I mean, this is the same shit that we've been seeing since Season 2 or 3. 2 maps in the 2-month-long season, one of them at launch and the other one in the Reloaded update. And one of those maps, if not both sometimes, would not be very good at all. I mean, you think of Gondola and Casablanca, you think of USS Texas and Desolation. I mean, these are not good at all. But what really made me do this at the end of the day, guys, was just the lack of care for the multiplayer aspect of things. And when I say multiplayer, I mean the actual core content when it comes to weapon balances, when it comes to UI support, when it comes to servers and packet loss and connections, when it comes to the actual DLC maps. I mean, there is so many things that could have been improved in this game that just simply weren't. And a lot of those resources and time and attention and care ended up going to two things. They ended up going to Warzone, which didn't really bother me too much because Warzone is its own thing. But the one thing that really bothered me in this game specifically that didn't really bother me in previous titles were the amount of bundles that came out in this game. The microtransactions that they catered so much time and attention into pushing to the community rather than actually working on the game, making the game more enjoyable. They relied way too much on making the game purchasable than actually making it enjoyable. For example, buying the Terminator bundles, buying the King Kong Godzilla bundles, buying Attack on Titan, and it's gonna be the exact same thing for the Umbrella Academy. Buying those things, sure, they look nice, but do they add anything to the overall enjoyability of the actual core gameplay itself? No. Now, there are things that they could have done. Again, update their game, add some decent maps with appropriate time lengths in between, fix the party system and packet burst and lag. Did they do that? No. Now, I was told by a credible leaker that the reason that there's so many bundles and the reason that they kind of gave up with Season 5 and just added a bunch of random shit was because Sledgehammer Games had their budget cut, which makes sense because, again, this game just didn't really perform very well post Season 1. So it kind of made sense that they kind of had to resort to adding some stupid ass bundles in this game just to make up for some revenue, which we later found out anyways that Activision was down almost $500 million in revenue from this game in Warzone to last year with Cold War and Warzone. So either which way you look at it, Activision pretty much failed with this title regardless. And when it comes to Sledgehammer, the devs, I understand if they had their budget cut and I understand if they had some of their resources taken away, but at the end of the day, before any of those things were happening, they were still out here taking vacations immediately after, or even sometimes right before, major updates. We saw it happen for the Christmas update, we saw it happen for the Warzone integration. Taking vacations at critical moments when there's obviously going to be a need for updates just wasn't a smart move. And I'm pretty sure there wasn't even a Season 1 Reloaded. Things like that really just kill the game from the start and you really start losing momentum from then on. From that point on, you start drip feeding maps to us per season every couple of months. Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of people. And finally, the breaking point was just me realizing that, you know what, Season 5 just doesn't really provide me anything. Think about this, guys. Look at the roadmap for Season 5. Now imagine not spending any extra money on this game. How much actual content are you receiving for Season 5 if you're not spending a single dime? I'm willing to say like 75% of Season 5 is literally non-accessible or doesn't matter at all if you're not spending money. So there we go. That's literally what made me think, fuck it. This game is no longer worth my time. I'm not gaining anything by playing this next season. I'm not going to play the new maps. I'm not going to try out the new guns. I'm not going to have any more gameplay in the background after this. There's just no point playing Vanguard anymore. And I know a lot of people want to spin the narrative and be like, oh, you're just hating for views. Man, I could literally keep on playing this game and just quote unquote forcing out rants for views. But at the end of the day, I genuinely do not enjoy Vanguard enough to keep playing. Yes, there is a ton of rants on my channel specifically about Vanguard, but if I was really faking anything, it would have been if I was just making gameplay content like a couple other content creators out there. I'm not going to name drop anybody, I don't want to start beef, but you know there's certain content creators out there that genuinely do not like this game, that are just posting gameplays, pretending to be hyped about shit, and you know what? The Scadmaster just doesn't do shit like that. I'm sorry. Anytime a bundle came out and I felt like I had the chance to influence some people to not buy the bundle and not feed Activision free money because it promotes bad habits out of the devs and the publishers, I would take those chances almost every single time. And thankfully, I would get people in the comments telling me, you know what? I'm not gonna buy this bundle because I see what your point is. This game simply isn't worth spending extra money on. And when people told me that, or when they told me they weren't gonna pre-order the next game because they agreed that they saw the last 3 Call of Duties turn out like shit, those types of things really made me feel like, you know what? Maybe I should keep doing this. Despite me not liking this game at all, especially not at all after season 1 or 2, those are the things that kind of kept me going making videos. But it's gotten to the point where I can talk about those things, I can talk about those topics, and I just don't need this dog shit COD in the background. This is one of my favorite tweets of all time now, by the way. This comes from FaZe Abizi immediately after COD Champs. He's a professional player who is contracted under a franchise under Activision. This man came out and said, "Thank God I'll never have to play this dog shit COD ever again. Literally the worst game I've ever played," with 32,000 likes. This is a professional Call of Duty player, and he doesn't want to play this shit. He's thankful that he no longer needs to play it, and I feel the exact same way. Now that I've seen what Season 5 has to offer, it offers me essentially nothing. There's no need for me to touch this COD ever again. Now, I don't want this video to be entirely 100% negative because, honestly, with all things considered, this game may have been entirely trash, but I'd be lying if I told you guys I did not have a blast playing this game to make content. Things like League play that I have in the background currently. League play was pretty fun for me. Not only that, but I feel like I'm actually fairly decent at this game. Like, you know, my gameplays can get sweaty at times. And on top of that, when it comes to the YouTube side of things, this has been my most successful year as a content creator since I started my channel. At the start of this game's life cycle, I had around 1,500 subscribers. I'm almost at 6,500 now. I've gained over 5,000 subs since the start of this game. It's kind of hard to believe such a successful title for me was one of the worst titles I've ever played, but that's sadly the case, and that's one of the biggest things about Vanguard. One of the biggest takeaways from me is this game was so disappointing because this game could have genuinely been a pretty decent COD. I mean, this was one of the Call of Duties in a while that strayed away from Black Ops and Modern Warfare, especially after launching with 16 maps. Not to mention the combat pacing was one of the better features that I've seen in a Call of Duty in a very long time. This game genuinely had a pretty decent foundation. It was really disappointing to see how badly this game fell off after season 1. Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop covering Vanguard content. I'm gonna talk about the Umbrella Academy shit. I'm gonna talk about some of the bundles. I'm gonna talk about some of the crossovers that they're bringing in. I'm just not gonna have Vanguard in the background, and instead, what am I gonna have in the background? This may come as a shocker to some people because I really don't enjoy this game either, but I'm gonna be playing MW 2019 until MW2 drops, just so I can get used to the feel again, just so I can get used to the engine again, and then have a smooth transition into Modern Warfare 2. I'm not quitting Call of Duty, I'm not quitting my channel, I'm not quitting uploading. It's just not gonna be Vanguard in the background anymore, and hopefully you guys understand that. I'm sorry if this seems kind of weird to just quit the title, but this game, it's the first COD I've ever had to quit. It was genuinely not good. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what what you guys think about this. Whether you're playing Vanguard or not, what are your final thoughts about this game? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. I'm out of here. Toodles.
It's been a very long time since the weekend. It's been a